So here we have it, the rarest 28 bore in the world. This is very likely a one of one ever made by Purdy's. This is a bar in wood 28 bore, hammer gun, top lever. It's beautiful. Have a look. So what, you ask, is a bar in wood? Well, it's one of these. As you can see, on a conventional side lock, this bit of metal here of the trigger plate clips in to the action bar. On here, that is not the case. The bar sits in wood, the wood is over the bar, and the trigger plate sits as a little island of steel attached to the trigger guard there, surrounded by wood. It is quite possibly, it is a more complex way of building a gun. It is also slightly more fragile and as such died out, maybe a mixture of that mixed with fashion. The exciting thing about this one is that this is an original stock with no cracks. What is more exciting is that it's a 28 bore. It has of course got an extension, given that it was once built for a lady, who we will talk about shortly. The wood is exciting, the checkering fine, the lockwork and engraving beautiful. I mean, it is what it is. What more can you say? A Purdy bar and wood's beautiful at the best of times, but a 28 bore one, it's lovely. It is sleeved, but it's utterly forgivable because that would mean it is now a 29.5-inch gun, not knowing what it was originally. But it is stunning. More stunning than the gun itself potentially is the story behind it. So this gun was completed in 1882 for Valerie Susan Murr, or Lady Valerie Susan Murr. This lady started life as a child, but as an adult she was a barmaid and quite possibly a banjo-playing prostitute. She, once upon a time, presumably in said bar, met Lord Murr and married him. He subsequently died, and she became a lady with money. However, in Victorian society, she didn't really play the same games as everybody else. And she lived this sort of maverick lifestyle, doing whatever she wanted and not letting conventions stay in the way. Up to and including walking into Purdy's, into Audley Street, as a woman and commissioning this potentially, very likely, one-off bar in wood gun. It is lovely. The barrel length originally was 29 5/8 inches, so it's actually a touch shorter than the factory original now with its sleeving. But just, isn't it a bit of wow? Valerie, who'd married this whippersnapper Henry Bruce, again, like I said, didn't really let anything fly, to the point that she wanted to buy some cannons to go and help the army in South Africa during the Boer War. The army said they wouldn't really help her with that, so she arranged export, bought cannon and sent them down, I believe for the siege of Johannesburg. Some years later, the commander who's actually in charge of the siege came up and met her, and she was so impressed with him that she actually left him half her fortune. I mean, that in itself, like, that is a proper old, mildly eccentric person. When I say mildly eccentric, this lady was known for dragging her carriage around in London drawn by a couple of zebras. Only a lady of that style, fashion, spunk and panache would buy a gun like this. This is rare. This is beautiful. Rare and beautiful with a good backstory. What a beautiful gun. 28 ball lovers are going to love it. Historians are going to love it. This has got to be probably my gun of the sale here at Holts. But you'll never see another one. And hey, you probably wouldn't want to because it wouldn't live up to this. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful little gun with a beautiful bit of history.